was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. Things fall, things on earth. And what falls is fallen, 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 fallen.
Release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut.
Alrighty. Welcome back. We're deciding to do a little bit of a last minute live stream. However, that's okay. During our live stream last night, I didn't even realize that Lightcast had gone out and done a couple different things, and they dropped what they call is a bunch of tea, something like that. So we're going to have a tea party today, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that they said last night, because I think it's really, really interesting. And I think it's worth mentioning. I do trust those guys a lot. I don't say I wouldn't say I think what they say is gospel. However, I do trust them. Today, I am joined by good friend and producer, Get Jacked 141, or as I like to call him, producer Jack. Jack, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how are you? As I went to sleep last night, I decided to check out a little bit of their show, and I was like, man, if what they're saying is true, it could be pretty interesting.
I have a lot of it written down, just so I wouldn't have to try to remember it all, because they did drop way too much for me to keep up in the headspace. So what I want to do is I kind of want to just go through it all. Jack, I know you won't be here the whole time. That's okay. No harm, no foul. I wasn't planning on anyone doing it with me. But I'm glad you're here. All right. So I don't want to waste too much time with you. So what do you want to start with? I was thinking maybe, and by the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and become a supporter, a contributor, and you'll be able to pick a live stream per month that you want to join. It has to be a live stream, with no guests, kind of like this. If you wanted to join, you could do that. Stay 20 minutes or the whole thing. I don't mind. And you'll get a yearly gift, all that stuff too. But what would you like to start with? I was thinking we could just do release date.
Release date that's my birthday. If what they're saying is right, I hope it's true. Not just because it's my birthday, but yeah, let's start with the release date.
All right. So what they're saying for the release date is that the plan was always to release it on. First off, it was supposed to be, or they wanted it to be, the 25th. That was what. That was kind of what they came up with, or what they had in mind. It was the 25th. However, it's since been shifted, and they're looking at either the 18th or the 20th to be the release date. The 20th would be really good because that's Autumn's her death date, her anniversary. So it would make sense in a commemorative way.
Yeah.
Because again, this is how it all started, right? Yeah. It all started with support for his family and raising money for suicide prevention. So I think that would be a good little nod to the fans. I do. That would be good. However, the 18th does something else for you. The 18th gives you 1 week or a week and some change to kind of really break the internet, right?
Yeah.
The 18th gives you a lot of time to break the internet before Godzilla vs. Kong comes out on the 31st. The reason that Godzilla vs. Kong was originally the 26th was because that Legendary was originally suing or going to sue Warner Brothers about them releasing everything on streaming, blah, blah, blah. However, they came to an agreement, and in that agreement was a clause that the release date would be the 25th. However, that's since been pushed. You know, they worked something out with Legendary, pushed that to the 31st, and now I do believe that we could potentially be getting the Snyder Cut mid-March. This is starting to look a little bit better.
Yeah, you know what? I said this last night, and Scott was saying, look, I just want it to be out there. And yes, I want it to be out there too, but I want it to have its moment in the sun. And ever since this new deal with the HBO Max and Warner Brothers releasing all these movies, it feels like that has become the priority. The priority is these big budget movies, Godzilla vs. Kong, Matrix, et cetera, I want Snyder Cut to get as much time as it can because I do believe it's going to be big, but it needs time to spread the word to the non-Snyder fans, to people who otherwise would not want to watch it. But if they have HBO Max, they're like, yeah, I'll check it out. But if it's too close to Godzilla vs. Kong, that's going to dominate the headlines. And unfortunately, the way social media is, something will be big for like a while and then just disappear. This needs as much time as it can because our goal is to get the Snyderverse restored. Yes. We don't want this just to come out and that's it. Wash your hands. Let's see Justice League 2 by J.J. Abrams. No, I want to see this do well. I want it to have its moment on the sun. I want it to trend. I want Warner Brothers to have no choice but to do Justice League 2 or Man of Steel 2 with Zack Snyder back at the helm.
Yeah. And a quick tidbit that, I mean, I guess we've all felt it in our stomachs for a while, but they went out and they said it again last night. Now, to quote Taylor, we need to walk before we run, right? And the running is already planned, right? So David Ayer's Suicide Squad, the Batman on HBO, future Justice League installments. For instance, Justice League 2 and 3 will most likely be filmed together for continuity reasons and because you don't want your actors looking. I mean, it's already been 5 years, right? So the actors are already going to look a little bit older, but you don't want that to keep progressing.
Yeah.
So the running is planned, but we need to walk first. So Zack Snyder's Justice League is theoretically the walking, right? So this needs to succeed above all expectations in order for them to greenlight all other projects. That doesn't mean you can't start working on pre-production for some things like TheAyer Cut. TheAyer Cut. Batman. The Batman show is apparently scouting locations.
Oh,
it is also looking to get Jesse Eisenberg back. Joe Manganiello and Jared Leto already said he would do it, as well as they are looking actively for a Robin to tell that story, because the story in the Batman on HBO Max with Ben Affleck will be a combination of flashbacks to the death of Robin. This Robin will be 10 years into being Robin. He'll be on that line of becoming Nightwing. Mm-hmm. And that's when the events take place and the Joker really, really gruesomely murders him.
Yeah.
In that process, I believe that he burns Wayne Manor down. Wayne Manor down as well. And they are looking for a Wayne Manor that could be that is intact and is going to be the set of the Batman on HBO Max before it gets burned down. So they're looking to basically tell the story of a Batman with a code. So we will understand by the time that we get to Batman vs Superman or Batman v Superman why he's like the way he is. And that makes sense. So and it'll be a flashbacky kind of thing where they so they'll be flashing back to Jared Leto's Joker, and then in present time he'll be dealing with Deathstroke. Deathstroke will get an origin story, kind of explore why he hates Batman. That will be happening present day, and it will intertwine at the end. And it's an 8-episode miniseries, a one and done kind of thing. So I am super excited. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have been praying for Affleck to come back. And just to jump off that, a lot of people who are watching who might say, why should we trust Lightcast? Or, who are these guys? Well, they called the Ben Affleck Batman thing weeks before the announcement the day before Phantom. They had said back during the summer that we have sources. Ben Affleck has signed it. He's coming back. They're looking at the HBO show, and a lot of people, especially in the media, were giving him crap like, these guys don't know anything. And word for word, what they predicted came true. They staked their reputations on it, and all of a sudden, day before Phantom, back in August, it's confirmed Ben Affleck returning for The Flash.
Yes.
So these guys aren't like other YouTubers, like your favorite person, Grace Randolph, who just hears something and reports it. That I trust them a lot. I don't think that they just make stuff up or whatever. They have genuine sources. And this is exciting stuff. And March 18th sounds like a great date. The only issue, I think the next day Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out.
March 19th I don't even think they're, honestly, I don't think they're thinking about it as a direct competitor. Yeah. I think that because the way Disney Plus is releasing things, one time, one episode each, I don't think, it's not like people can't watch both, right? Yeah. It's not like when you're releasing in the movie theaters and each movie is literally fighting one another, right? For people's money. Yeah. This, as long as you are subscribed to both already, I don't think there's a lot of people that are like, well, it's between Disney Plus and HBO Max. I don't know which one I'm going to take. Maybe that is the truth for some people. I just don't see that as being the normal. I don't see that as being the normal situation. I do think that a lot of people have both and they won't mind watching both.
My fear is more about coverage because there's no doubt
coverage could be an issue.
Winter Soldier will get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone will say it is the greatest piece of television ever invented. Yeah. And I don't know how Falcon and Winter Soldier, if it has a slow episode like WandaVision, which I don't think it will have, I think it'll be a big premiere. I think it'll be huge. So the only thing I'm worried about is more competition online because the Marvel fans are going to be retweeting Falcon and Winter Soldier
Oh yeah. And
they should. That's the only thing I'm worried about. It might lose a little bit of
that's
traffic online.
Yeah, and the sad thing is now that Disney Plus is in a full launch, right? There's no way you're going to get around this anymore. I don't think, if you release it this month,
there's no good time.
Or 3 months from now, you're going to be fighting something on something other. You're going to be fighting something else via streaming. So might as well just go head to head with something, pick your battle and do it. I really don't see Zack Snyder's Justice League losing in a one-on-one fight as far as quality content goes to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't.
I hope so. But this is what Warner Brothers needs to do. They need to do a full press tour. We need to see Affleck, Godot, Momoa, and Ray. They need to be on Jimmy Kimmel. They need to be on Conan. They need to be on these shows promoting it because the people who watch those late night shows may not necessarily know what the Snyder Cut is. They need to be there with Zach. They need to get out there. Warner Brothers is affiliated with CNN. Go on CNN. Do, I don't know, a 5-minute segment with Wolf Blitzer. They need to do this as if it's a theatrical release. Talk about it like it's a brand new movie. Don't just say, "Oh, it's the same movie." No, I want to see press. I want to see posters. I want to see marketing. I want to see TV spots.
Yeah.
I want to see TV spots during the Super Bowl. I know Dirk was saying that's probably not going to happen. Why not? A 30-second ad.
When did he say that was not going to happen?
It was in one of our pre-meetings a couple of weeks ago where I was
no,
Super Bowl ad.
That's
Maybe
going
15 seconds.
That's 100% on the table.
Yeah.
100%. How do you get
word out there?
If you don't want to say you don't want to go on Jimmy Kimmel, what's the other way that you get general people hyped? Super Bowl. Everyone watches the Super Bowl. Every person in America
and overseas.
Yeah, and
Pakistan
watches the Super Bowl. It would be financially and from a business aspect doing yourself a disservice if you didn't.
Yeah.
Right? But that is the problem with the marketing campaign that Zack has chosen to date, is that general audiences really don't know what's going on. They don't. And that's okay for now, but when you actually are marketing in February, say this is coming out in March and you're heavy marketing in February, this is where it's make or break, are you going to market to general audiences?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why Zack had to turn down our February event.
Yeah.
Because he will be, going on Conan or whatever it is. Like this clip that I have right here, believe it or not, the clip that I have right here, it's just like a funny snippet. This is from him when he was on Conan and he was promoting Batman v Superman. Ready?
Yeah.
That's not my problem.
I think a real
That was him when he was on Conan and he was talking about the Batmobile.
And with Jimmy Kimmel, they did a whole skit when BVS came out where Jimmy Kimmel's like, I'm in the movie. And Ben's like, wait, forget to cut your seat. That was a good 9-10 minute segment on the Late Show. It was funny. It was great. They had Henry and Ben.
And Ben on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have Matt Damon at the end. I mean, he's a big fan of this stuff. Go on Jimmy Kimmel. Kimmel.
Yeah.
Promote the hell out of it. And then put it online so we Snyder fans and Pop Culture Corner, we can just kind of market it. Hey, this is what you don't know.
Yeah. So like I said, so it'll be the Batman will be an 8-episode miniseries one-off. And they're looking to tell a lot of different, it'll be like a mix of between the death of Robin, as well as a Deathstroke story. So I think that's going to be really, really, that'll be really good.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool for what it's going to be really good for people like Justice who didn't like how they started with a year 20 Batman, right? Yeah. People that didn't understand why he was abandoning his code. People that didn't like that he kind of had lost hope. Like you want to see a Batman that's kind of hopeful to save Gotham City. However, we kind of skipped over that, and that was okay to us. People like us who we knew that we were going to get something eventually that made that make sense, because in Snyder we trust, right?
Yeah.
So
I am curious about the scouting locations, because recent photos of Ben, he doesn't look like he's ready in shape yet.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the show has not been green lit yet.
Okay.
So you do all your pre-production before you're green lit, right? So for instance, Chris Nolan and David Goyer, before they did The Dark Knight, they were building Batmobiles in their garage. They were building a Bat Cave on the side. So that way, once they got the green light, they already had all this stuff ready to go. And then you get your production schedule, your budget, you start drawing up contracts, blah, 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 blah. And then, you're already ahead of the game. So that's pretty much what they're doing. They're not green lighting anything yet, because again, we need to walk before we run.
Yeah. And I hope that, if Warner Brothers doesn't want to do the marketing bug, AT&T should. AT&T, I've never enjoyed a phone company's Twitter. They're tweeting about the Snyder Cut all the time. They're replying to fans with GIFs of the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Or GIFs. They seem excited about it. HBO Max not doing that much. Warner Brothers silent. Like, why aren't you guys following their lead?
Yeah, we call them GIFs here. So
GIFs. See, when I say GIFs,
never say GIFs ever again here.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to read a couple things about the Batman. And I might have already said these. However, I just want to make sure I'm hitting all the same things that they did. So to be a one-off, an 8-episode miniseries, we'll get Deathstroke origins and why he has beef with Batman. Robin leading up to his death. Robin is 10 years into being Robin, almost at the time he should be stepping out of Batman's sidekick role and into Nightwing. They have the pitch. They have the outline. They're scouting locations. They're looking for actors for Robin. And in this story, Batman is married and divorced to Catwoman.
Oh. And I heard it was supposed to be Carlo Gugino.
Yes, so she doesn't want to be in the series though. She said that she will do Justice League 2, but she doesn't really want to do the series.
I mean, very few. It's not just about being good looking or hot. You have to have a certain sort of what they call femme fatale kind of thing, like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct type of thing. And she's got it. She's got that, that thing that separates you from other women. Oh man, I would love to see that. She's great.
Yeah. Pre-Wayne Manor, Lex Luthor to return. Batman will have a code. So all this is good stuff. All this is really, really good. As far as a Batman show goes, these are all the things that we should be getting. And it will tie directly. So it'll tie directly to Justice League 2 and 3. And it'll also tie. We'll see things from before Batman v Superman, aka the Robin stuff and the Joker stuff. And again, that will be a Joker before he has the damage tattoo. Okay. It'll be the Joker that was supposed to be in Ayers Suicide Squad. Yeah. Right? That like style. Yeah. Like he didn't have the tattoos because he hadn't done what he did yet. He hadn't killed Robin yet. Yeah. So that I'm really excited. This next thing is kind of a drag or a disappointment for some fans of Green Lantern. But wait 1 second. Yes. 1 second. I just want to put these up. Yeah. Yeah. I really, really, because remember, it is Dick Grayson.
Yeah. And that might be hard to swallow because a lot of people forget when Jason Todd was killed the week before, it was Dennis O'Neil who wrote that comic. They put out a poll. Should Robin die or should Robin live? Everyone hated Jason Todd. Everyone said, yeah, kill him. We hate him. And then they actually killed him.
Yeah, they let the fans decide.
That's going to be hard to watch, even if we don't know who the actor is, because Dick Grayson is arguably the most popular Robin. He was the Robin from the 60s show. Even older people know Dick. He's the first Robin. So that might be rough to watch.
It was an interesting choice when Zack said that it was actually Dick Grayson, not Jason Todd. And you're right. They did let the fans decide whether Robin lived or died. Yeah. I am so glad that the fans decided to kill him because without that great story, lots of like the death of Robin or Death in the Family was such a good story. Imagine we didn't get it, right? Oh man. But so fans of the Green Lantern might be a little disappointed with this next thing. Let me get this Batman thing out of here. So the Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League is complicated. This is coming, again, everything that we're talking about today is coming from Lightcast podcast and The Cultured Nerd. It is not 100% confirmed. None of this stuff is confirmed. However, we're talking about it because it's worth talking about because all of it does seem to fit. And I've trusted Lightcast and Matt and Taylor specifically for a while. And, I just want to piggyback off them because I think this is all great stuff. They pretty much hit us with the Boston Tea Party last night and they dumped all the tea into the river or the ocean. So Zack Snyder originally, when he was shooting 2017's Justice League, he planned to include the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
This was always the way that it was supposed to be. However, what happened was they shot a lot of the Green Lantern scenes with a stand-in actor and CGI use, and they never actually cast someone, right? So all the lead-in shots or the pan shots or the faraway shots, those were all done, and then he was supposed to go on a little bit of a break, come back to LA, and cast that actor. However, his daughter killed herself, and he never actually returned. So the actor was never hired, and now that we're 5 years later, we're getting this story. One of the first things that he spoke about to Warner Brothers or to Warner Max was, all right, so these are who I'm thinking of including. They didn't have a contract drawn up for Green Lantern because he never hired somebody to actually do the role. They will not allow him to hire someone else and to bring someone else on. Therefore, we are not getting a human Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's a shame.
Yes.
That's a shame.
Yes. So, however, because they pulled the Green Lantern sequences, he was allowed to explore the Nightmare.
Yeah.
So, take one thing from us and we got another. I definitely would have been a fan. That doesn't mean the history lesson we're not getting a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean
it would have been John Stewart, not
yes, and it would have and I'll explain that right now.
Yeah.
It would have been John Stewart, not Hal Jordan. If you guys remember, what was the original plan after Zack's Justice League? It was the Batman with Ben Affleck, and then Green Lantern Corps. Green Lantern Corps was being set up like a buddy cop movie in a reverse Lethal Weapon, right? And Zack Snyder, when asked where Hal Jordan was on multiple occasions, was like, he's not here, he's somewhere else. The leak or thing that Taylor is going off of was that Hal Jordan is the seasoned Green Lantern. He's already part of the honor guard, which means he doesn't take Earth is not his sector anymore, right? He's part of the Green Lantern honor guard, and so Zack was never setting up Hal Jordan. Think about it. We got Batman 20 years in. We got Wonder Woman 100 years in. Yeah. Aquaman was already doing his thing. Yeah. The Flash didn't have the Flash's name yet. He was stopping crime. Yeah. Cyborg wasn't born until Man of Steel. These characters were already around. Superheroes already existed. Yeah. We all naturally assumed that he was going to be setting up Hal Jordan. But no, Hal Jordan's already been around. What he was going to set up was John Stewart, so that when the time came for Green Lantern Corps, Hal Jordan would come from the honor guard and be teaching John Stewart how to be a Green Lantern. So it was always supposed to be that way. It was never Hal Jordan. So that means Ryan Reynolds was never even it was never even discussed. That whole Ryan Reynolds thing never happened. And it was just natural, like rumor.
Yeah. And it didn't help that Ryan Reynolds himself was tweeting stuff, probably as a joke, but maybe to scare Disney into giving him Deadpool 3. But man, that sounds amazing. I mean, even in the Justice League, there is a scene with Green Lanterns in the big fight we see with Steppenwolf at the start of the movie.
That's
and you see the ring fly off. I was like, that couldn't have been just an Easter egg, that
right. So that, again, the history lesson will still include Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
Because the Green Lanterns in the history lesson are one of, if not the biggest pain in Darkseid's ass.
Yeah.
They are directly responsible for him losing that fight, right? So when that line that Steppenwolf says, no lanterns, no Kryptonian, that is because they are actually relieved that there's no Green Lanterns, no green space cops, no pain in the asses on Earth right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not going to work out the way that we all wanted. We will still get Green Lanterns in the history lesson. They don't have dialogue, right? So you can still include them. But we also get a shot in the nightmare scene, which is this is different because we get a shot in the nightmare scene where there's the Green Lantern ship behind Cyborg. When the mother box is talking to Cyborg, in some capacity, there's a Green Lantern somewhere in the vicinity. So it's, again, this could be completely wrong. However, all the clues do add up to this being the correct case. But good news, because the Green Lantern aren't going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 1, we are getting to explore the nightmare sequence a little bit more. That is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that Warner Max and HBO Max said, hey, Zack, do not use Green Lantern. They wouldn't have said that if this was a one-time project. They would have said, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, they're asking,
you're right.
Pull Green Lantern out. Let's set that up in the future. Let's do that in the future.
You're right.
They really wouldn't care. They'd be like, yeah, do it. Set it up.
Yeah.
You know, he can't have any lines, right? It can only be those shots that you already shot. But go ahead, use it. But no, they were like, hey, pull all that. Don't worry. You know, Justice League 2 and 3 are where the Green Lantern... Because if you think about it, that shot when Alfred is working on the car...
Yeah.
And Joss used Superman...
Yeah.
Why would it be Superman? That doesn't make any sense. Superman just got reborn. He went and got his suit to then fly to somewhere he's never been. Talk to a person he's never spoke to.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he just fly right to the Flying Fox and join the team?
If I have to use context clues out of the Joss Whedon version, when Lois is talking to him, and he's like, I wish I could say you could stay or something, but I have to let you go again. And he's like, Bruce. So I connected the dots. Like, she would have told him, listen, go find Wayne Manor. And he probably would know where Wayne Manor is and just scan. And there's Alfred. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Superman.
But didn't Zack release that scene, but with the black Superman suit?
He released it because it was a throwaway scene that he could repurpose to show off the black suit.
Oh.
It wasn't.
So you think it was going to be Green Lantern?
There was a green hue on Alfred in the original trailer.
Yeah.
Where did it come from and where did it go?
But do you think that would kill the momentum for Superman's return?
No, I think it would. That shot wasn't supposed to be there. It wasn't supposed to be right after Superman's return. That shot, if you think about it, why was Alfred fixing a car when the team was about to go fight their biggest?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That shot was supposed to come at the end of the film.
Oh.
And Green Lantern was supposed to arrive and say, hey, Darkseid's coming. Let's go. Like, we have to be ready. And then end of movie, Justice League 2, the Green Lantern's now there.
Yeah, you're right. Why would he be working on the car? Because
Batman vs. Superman already established that Alfred is in the ear of Batman, controlling things and giving him information. Why was he working on a car when they're flying to Russia to go fight the biggest threat they've ever seen? It didn't make sense.
Yeah,
it didn't.
Think about it, yeah.
It didn't. It didn't make sense. It was repurposed as a Superman scene because 2017's Justice League, it fit better with the rebirth of Superman. Yeah. And they weren't going to use Green Lantern at all. It just never added up to me. It really didn't. That the whole Unite the Seven. Then we only got 5 league members. Or 6.
Yeah, 6, yes.
Okay, yeah, 6. Then we only got 6. There was a green hue on Alfred during that trailer shot. Then it was gone.
Yeah.
And then when we saw that scene, it felt weird to me that Alfred was fixing a car while the climactic battle was about to happen.
Yeah,
it just,
right. It doesn't make
again, it never sat well with me. And they pointed it out last night, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen Justice League in a while. Is Alfred talking to them while they're fighting, or is it just them fighting?
Not while they're fighting.
Okay. I was wondering if they cut back to him at all. Like
there is a scene where, remember, Cyborg says, "Hey, Alfred, I'll take over from here."
Yeah, but that's in the.
But again, it just proves the point that Alfred would be with Batman when something's happening.
Yeah.
Not fixing a car with his sleeves rolled up, looking very, very, very
calm, patient,
nonchalant, calm. You know, it never added up. It never made sense to me, and I'm glad that if this is true, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What does everyone think in the comments? Do you think that Lightcast and the Culture Nerd are wrong? Do you think that Green Lantern the human Green Lantern will be in Zack Snyder's Justice League? Or do you think they're dead on correct and we're unfortunately not going to get a Hal Jordan or John Stewart, but we'll get them in the future?
So I Love Life is saying he knows that Hal Gardner will be in the HBO Max and hopes to see him in the Red Lantern comic.
Yes, again, why are Hal Jordan and John Stewart missing from a crucial show?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
Yeah.
And why is John Stewart missing?
Yeah.
Because Hal Jordan and John Stewart are being secured for future Justice League projects. They are off limits to the TV show Green Lantern right now because of that fact. They'll make appearances in season 2, 3, whatever, after they've been established vis-a-vis Justice League projects.
Yeah. Oh, man, that got me excited. I'm still also curious. Maybe did they replace the cameo of Green Lantern with? I mean, I know Martian Manhunter was going to be in it. I don't think Martian Manhunter is going to be involved in the final fight. Maybe, but because we do know he's going to be in it.
What do you mean?
Like what's his name? Harry Lennox said that he did do the shots for Martian Manhunter, but is it possible that cameo that was supposed to happen, they just might repurpose the Martian Manhunter scene as a post-credit scene?
Yeah, that would make. I mean, so
no Green Lantern, but Martian Manhunter.
Right, we know that Martian Manhunter will be in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, will
be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's because Harry Lennox is under contract, right? They don't have to redraw a contract up. And that's actually another reason why Jared Leto's Joker is in Zack Snyder's Justice League, because the contract was already drawn up beforehand. So Zack was always planning on using Jared Leto's Joker. Always.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick, because I think they said something about him being pre-visualized and they might be using CG or something. So
no, okay. So when Jared Leto's Joker got in character, got dressed up to go be in Zack Snyder's Justice League, they also used it as a chance to scan Jared Leto and be able to use him for, because I was going to bring this up in a few. So now we're going to transition to TheAyer Cut. So when they got Jared Leto to go do the scenes for Zack, they also sat him down and did a Pre Vis Scan and scanned his face so that some of the shots in the Suicide Squad they could fix up and include, because again, for some of the shots in Suicide Squad, they used a stand-in, right?
Oh, okay.
So, but now that they had this opportunity, they were like, okay, let's, because the same CGI technology that's being used for Zack Snyder's Justice League is also being used to repurpose and and fix up the Ayer Cut. So they took this opportunity smartly to scan Jared Leto. That way they could fix up some of the shots. Specifically, one shot I could talk about is Jared Leto's Joker in the Suicide Squad is directly talking to Steppenwolf and offers up some of his squad or his goons to be the first parademons. So the parademons are made from humans, just like they are in the comics. That's the way Zack wanted it to be, right? They are humans that are made into parademons. So Joker is talking to Steppenwolf, and he, as a sign of good faith or like, he offers up his goons to be the first round of parademons, which gives us that makes sense. And that's the way it directly ties to Zack Snyder's Justice League. So that scene is crucial to setting up Justice League. Crucial. And the Ayer Cut apparently is 100% happening no matter what.
Okay, good. Maybe they're already working on it. Hopefully we don't have to wait another year and a half for them to announce it, release it, and then wow, that kind of blows my mind because I always wondered if Suicide Squad would connect. I know we heard rumors that Steppenwolf was supposed to be in it, but that would have been really cool. And do you think that scene is now going to be put into Justice League, or do you think that's going to stay in the Ayer Cut?
That's going to stay in the Ayer Cut.
Okay.
Because they want that tie-in. They want that to the fact that it ties directly into Justice League is going to be a big selling point for fans. That'll go back. Also, Zack Snyder is using the original Joker, right? The way that David Ayer originally and Jared Leto originally intended the character to be. Not that reshoot kind of Joker, right? So technically, the first time that we get to see the Joker is going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, man, there is so much writing on this. I kind of, gives me goosebumps.
Yes.
Because I hope it's given a fair shot by audiences. And I have seen a lot of people changing their minds about BVS. I've seen articles about people, mainstream articles about people changing their minds on BVS. And if people have an open mind to what's coming, this could, I think, reset the track for the Snyderverse. Like, you can still have Patty Jenkins doing Wonder Woman and Andy Muschietti doing Flash and whatever. But let him do this because this sounds, and I said this when I first interviewed with you guys back in November. If you told me a year ago that I'd be more excited about the DCEU than the Marvel MCU, than the MCU, I would have said you're crazy. But even though Marvel's got a lot of good stuff coming out, this is really capturing my attention. This is what keeps me up at night. This is what's on my mind almost all the time. They're going to push the content. I mean, look at that picture right there. That does not look like it's going to be a child-friendly, fighting in a mall, stopping jewelry store robbery. This is going to be intense. It's going to be violent, and and I'm not saying violence makes it better, but I'm saying you need edgy villains. And oh man, who do you think could play? Who would you have cast?
As who?
As John Stewart. Look at that.
As John Stewart, honestly, I would have. So I think if they get the chance, they're going to bring John Boyega in.
Yeah, I heard about that. That John said that he was.
Well, no, John was originally called for Cyborg.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So John Boyega was reached out to by Zack Snyder because they wanted him to play Cyborg because they wanted a very militarized person to play the character. So someone who's very.
I have a choice that's very different. I know it's never going to happen, but are you familiar with Dennis Haysbert?
No.
Okay, so he's actually done a lot of voice acting. Who's the Green Lantern that kind of looks like he has a pig's head?
Who? Kilowog?
Yeah, that guy. He's voiced him a lot in the animated series. Most people might, and it might sound silly, as the guy from the Allstate commercials, but if you've ever seen 24, he was the president in the first couple seasons. Now he's a little bit older, and he in 24 when he played the president, he had that like gray right here, and he's got a deep booming voice. Now he's a little bit older, but I always thought, damn, he'd make a great John Stewart. Like he's got that voice, that really intense. Well, it'll never happen, but
actually, John David Washington would be great as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. But now that Nolan's out, he might be like, I'm going wherever Nolan's going.
Right. But so the reason that John Boyega wasn't Cyborg was because he was with Star Wars at that point.
Yeah, and that didn't really do much for his career. I mean, going to do Star Wars movies doesn't mean you're going to be a huge star.
No, not at all.
Unless you're Harrison Ford.
No, yeah. Star Wars are indie movies. No one cares about those.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see John Boyega. Yeah, he could do it.
I think if you can have him now, I think a young John Stewart would make sense. And I think if you bring in John Boyega, that's a good fit. Now, not only do you have Ray Fisher, but you have John Boyega, two young actors who are very much getting to their prime, very much being set up so they can be in this universe for a good amount of time. John David Washington would also work. However, I think he's a little bit too
I think he's a little bit too stiff, at least from what I saw in Tenet.
Yeah, I think he is a little stiff. If I could have him play a character in DC, I don't know who it would be yet. I don't. But I would love to get him in. Yeah. I think he could definitely potentially play somebody. I think he does need to loosen up though. Yeah. I think he's a little stiff.
Boyega's got charm and personality about him. You know, he wouldn't be playing the and he said some stuff in interviews post Rise of Skywalker that he's done with Star Wars. You're not going to Disney Plus me. I think he wants out of that. I think him jumping onto a DC brand under Zack Snyder would be a perfect platform for him for the next stage of his career. I would love that.
Yeah.
And what Caden is saying, he can be serious and comedic. Yeah.
Yeah. Marlon Wayans?
I thought he was talking about...
They're talking about Marlon Wayans. I don't see that. Yeah, I haven't
seen Marlon Wayans outside of like comedy, but comedy actors can be good dramatic actors. And I always thought John Stewart was kind of slightly older, maybe. I don't know, I've always gotten that impression.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's older, but I do think he is a more serious Green Lantern, if you will.
I think John Boyega could do it. He's young, but he could do it.
But the reason, John Stewart's very much a military man, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's very, very stern, very militant, but he also does have a lighter side in some books. So I don't know. Here's something else. So Walter Hamada apparently was told by the higher ups. So when Ray Fisher came out and was like, I've been canned by the Flash, I'm out of the Flash. The higher ups went to Walter Hamada and they said, fix this shit. Fix this. And Walter called Ray Fisher and apologized. Hence the tweet that Ray Fisher had where he said, now you need to call everyone else. Because he's speaking to Walter saying, you know, you can call me and apologize, but you have to apologize to everybody that you wronged, right? So could we, after all, get Ray Fisher in the Flash?
I really want it. Look, all Hamada would do is just get Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon on a phone call and just say you're sorry. Just say sorry. Whatever it was that happened, we still don't know specifically, but it has to have been serious for Ray to say he would never work with Walter Hamada again. I'm thinking it wasn't like Justice was saying, oh, he probably called him boy or something. I'm like, dude, I don't think it was that small of Justice downplays everything as if it was like some small little thing, especially when it comes to Ray Fisher. He thinks Ray Fisher is crying about being rich. I just want to say this. Ray Fisher is not rich. No, he's not.
He's done a handful of movies. The biggest thing to date that he's done is play Cyborg.
Yeah.
And he really didn't, but he also was in True Detective and he did wonderfully.
Yeah.
But
I think they're trying to Jussie Smollett him, like, oh, he's just making this up. I mean, to further his career. If that's the case, then he would have shut up back in August when they offered him the role to stay quiet and go ahead and do it if that's what he was really going for. I don't think that's the case.
Right.
You know?
What else do I have? I have some other stuff written down here. Walter Hamada. So another thing about Walter is that this is what's possibly happening.
Yeah.
Apparently, you cannot investigate someone who doesn't work for your company anymore. Right?
Yeah.
And one of the ways they can keep Walter Hamada around is to give him a contract extension. So that way he can't delete things off of his computer in like an attempt to clear his name. And at the end of this JL investigation, someone's going to have to take the fall for it. And it looks like maybe Walter Hamada is being set up for that very reason.
Oh.
So, yeah, that is very interesting.
Is that what Lightcast is saying?
No, listen, Taylor said it, but then immediately regretted saying it and wouldn't say it again. Matt was the one who said it again and was like, wait a second, is this what you're saying? And he was like, you can say it. Like, I shouldn't, you know what I mean? He kind of backpedaled. So I think that he does, because if there's one thing that Taylor has really close ties to, it's Warner Brothers and that whole thing of it. Yeah. His family is legacy. His family was one of the first workers for Warner Brothers.
Oh, wow.
If it comes about this kind of stuff, I'll trust him to the day I die. So I really don't think he should have said it. However, it was said, and I have to say it now.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, I always, to play devil's advocate, I always said about Walter Hamada, sometimes when you're trying to bridge, you know, try to be a peacekeeper, the side that loses often blames you.
Yeah.
But if the allegations are as serious as Ray says they are, then this can't be swept under the rug. You know, this is not 15, 20 years ago. It's a new era in Hollywood. It's an era of the Me Too movement. Obviously, this is not the same thing, but, you know, this type of racism, it used to be swept under the rug, and you just had to deal with it, you know. And a lot of actors, big actors, had to deal with it. And it was just like, dude, let it go. Just let it go and move on, become a big movie star. But I think Ray, you know, he's taking a stand, and I hope that, you know, if there's divine intervention, that he gets what he's due, which is get his role. We know he's getting his role in Justice League, and I hope that the Snyder Cut can illuminate how good of an actor he is. Because I even said this, whatever little we saw of him in Justice League, I still enjoyed him.
Yeah,
you know, his scenes were still pretty good. I'm like, I want to see more of this actor. He's intense, and playing intense is not easy. Not everyone can play intense.
No, you're right.
Christian Bale couldn't do it as Batman. I don't think he was intense as Batman. He was
no, not at all. Hey man, it is 4:30. I don't want you to be late.
4:35. Is there anything else Snyder related?
I can just say it real quick. So a sequel. How far away is an announcement? This is exactly what was said. Planning and prepping an announcement and hopefully filming JL 2 and 3 at the same time for continuity reasons. Wonder Woman has put HBO Max 2 years ahead of schedule for subscribers. Okay. Imagine a film that people actually like. So certain individuals asking for changes in Zack Snyder's Justice League led to Zack having words with Jason Kylar, and then Kylar telling those people to leave Zack the fuck alone. And that he is off limits. You are not allowed to talk to him anymore. So Zack would rather burn this project to the ground and let nobody ever see it than be compromised.
Yeah, he should. He should. And look, there might be some push to get Shazam involved because now that is in the DCEU.
Well, that'll be 2 and 3. That was,
so I'm okay with that. If the studio's like, look, you got to get Shazam involved, I would like that. I mean, I know that's not what Zack had initially envisioned, and I'm excited because now 2 and 3 will have to be retweaked a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I love Life is Saying Hope. Zack Snyder's it disappeared. I can find it. I hope Zack Snyder's Justice League gets big enough to right the ship. that is a dumpster fire Flash movie is becoming. I mean, as of right now, they think Justice League is Ezra Slash. Yeah, that's one of the things I always talked about. I hope Flash gets justice, because even in that one line that he says in the Snyder Cut, you know, he sounded more of a serious character. You know, he's not like they turn him into like, you know,
a coward,
a dope, a coward, goofy, tripping, falling.
Again, contradicting what Zack had on screen already.
Yeah.
Because what we had seen from the Flash already was him running into a bank robbery, stopping it, throwing in a quip at the end.
Yeah.
Very, very well placed quip, by the way.
Yeah.
Him stopping crime, and then all of a sudden for Justice League, he was afraid to do battle. It didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. And the type of humor I want to see from him is kind of like what we see in I think this is Zack Snyder's shot where he's like, where Bruce is like, I'm looking for a team of people and blah blah blah, and he's like, stop right there, I'm in. Like, I like that. I was like, he's not like, you know, like, to me that's the type of humor.
Look how quick he was to jump in.
Yeah.
Why would he do that if he was afraid to do battle or had never done battle before? All those lines were ridiculous. Ridiculous. And they made the Flash look like he was some little kid who wasn't able to have, he wasn't going to become the person that tapped into the Speed Force, went back in time.
Yeah.
You know, they were setting him up to be some sort of parody joke.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be like the Flash movie. No wonder people were dropping out of it left and right. After Zack left, there was no true direction of the Flash, right? Yeah. Like the first time you saw him, he was kind of cool and you were interested. Then you saw him in Justice League and he was falling on Wonder Woman's tits.
Yeah.
And getting awkward.
Yeah, that's all Joss Whedon. I don't know if you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's a character named Xander, who was very much, now that I think about it, the character of Xander, he was kind of like the guy who loves Buffy, but he could never get her because he's a big goofball. He's always trying to dance and get the hot chicks and fails. Like, I'm like, okay, so he took some of that character and made the Flash that, you know. And he can be funny, but he can't be stupid funny, you know.
Yeah.
On that note, I do have to go. But man, I wish I.
All right. I know. This is a good talk.
Good talk. So hopefully we get a trailer on Sunday. I'm praying. A lot of people are saying Sunday.
I'm gonna say February 14th.
Okay. Valentine's Day.
Yep. 2/14.
2/14.
That's the original. You don't get it. Think about it and get back to me. All right.
All right. Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right, think about it and get back to me.
All right.
All right. Everyone say bye to producer Jack.
See you guys.
I'm sticking around though. I have shit to do today.
All right. While I'm getting ready, I'm going to have it on playing.
All right, my friend. All right. So now it's just me. It's just TY for TY's TV Corner, the way it was always intended. The original cut. Just kidding. The original cut. This was never planned. But yeah, again, I just want to say, you know, this is all coming from Lightcast and the Culture Nerd. None of what we're saying right now can actually be 100% seen as the truth, because it is coming from, you know, YouTubers and podcasters, right? They do have good sources, but we can't 100% source it as being truth. They are journalists. They will understand why I said that. However, most of it does make sense. Most of it does add up, and most of it will probably be true. In Lightcast, we trust. As we said the other day, Matt is stepping away. Well, okay. It's the way I heard it. It doesn't seem like Matt's leaving Lightcast. He's just stopping hosting it, and he's going to be a producer for the show rather than front and center. And they are looking for a new host. I am available to take on more work. Lightcast, if you're listening, you know, put me in the running to host Lightcast all day, I'll be here. Just kidding. But no, seriously, I would totally do it. What else can we talk about? Okay, so TheAyer Cut. TheAyer Cut. It is 100% happening. 100% happening and includes Steppenwolf. We already knew about that, but it's nice to hear it confirmed, like in a confirmed point of view. It is nice to hear that Ayers Suicide Squad vision will come to. I'm breaking. Who am I breaking up with? Breaking up? Hold on. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, I am breaking up. Hold on. Why is this happening? Let's see here. Hold on. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Jack, you fucking jinxed me, man. What happened? I wonder if that's any better. If someone can confirm whether it's better or not, let me know. Because I'm not sure what's happening. Listen. Like I said in the beginning, when do you... Can anyone confirm for me? Is it better? Is it better? What the hell just happened? Why is it that Jack left and all of a sudden everything's fucking up? This is stupid. What the hell just happened? Why is it that Jack left and all of a sudden everything's fucking up? This is stupid. All right. I don't know if that's better. We'll find out, though. All right. I don't know if that's better. So it looks like the dog kicked out. We'll find out, though. The dog. So I have 100-foot like cord that runs to the what's it called? The router, and he stepped on it or something because it got pulled out of the router. So I'm not sure what the hell just happened. That was really strange, though. Keeps freezing, making your voice cut out and delay. I really did think it was Jack. I was going to scold him and make him feel really bad. Now I'm having a tough time remembering where I was now. Let me get this technical issues thing off. I got to get one of those one of those beep technical issue like things that I can put up there. That's next on the list. That's definitely next on my list of things to get. So
but it was weird.
Yes, Grace, it was weird. Hold on, let me figure out something. Oh, okay. I was on the Ayer Cut. All right, I figured out where I was. I just needed a moment of no speaking. Thank you guys. Appreciate you sticking with me for a little bit of issues. By the way, like the video said, you know, my get out of jail video, so I could gather my thoughts again. You can become a supporter of the show and podcast with small contributions. We don't have tiers here. You pick what you want to pay, whether it's $1, whether it's $5 or $10. You get the same things all across the board. We'll send you a gift every year. We'll let you pick a stream that you want to come on every month. And once we reach 10 supporters, we'll do an exclusive stream for supporters only. All that good stuff. We'll get you. You'll be part of like the exclusive club. And we'll keep thinking of things to give you. We'll have a lot of fun with it. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already, just so you can support us and you can support the channel and you can be part of its success going forward. We will not forget our beginners, our people that were with us from the beginning. You guys are the best. You guys are part of the reason that we do this every day or try to do it every day, because we love engaging with you guys. There's a couple of you that I talk to on the regular now, and these are friends that I wouldn't have made any other way, but being in this fandom, being in these fandoms and doing our part every week or every day or whatever it is. I'm so grateful to all of you who join me and join us. You guys truly are the lifeblood of the Pop Culture Corner, and you're always welcome here. If you're not, if you're having a tough day and you want to come in, want to come over and just enjoy your time, our arms are always open and we're always here for you. If you ever need anything, let us know, and hopefully we can help out. But all that money that's raised, goes towards making the show better, getting rid of this stupid shit. By the way, this weekend we're doing it, so we have all the supplies. Finally, well, I bought them all, but I bought all the supplies and I bought all the stuff, and we're converting the studio. The green screens will be gone. Considering that I don't use them for the streams anyway, they're very useless at this point. They slow my streams down. They're nothing but a pain in the ass. I got all the equipment needed. Well, all the stuff that I need, and we're going to be converting the studio into brick panel, or brick. What is that called? Veneer, brick veneer. So that's what will be behind us now. And I got some special LED lights. So starting this Sunday, we're going to unveil the new Pop Culture Corner set. You won't want to miss that. It's going to look dope. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so cool. And our streams are going to be better than ever because I won't have this green ugly thing behind me. Not that it's ugly. Like if you're able to use it for what it's supposed to be used for, it's cool. However, I can't because it just slows my stream down. So then I just have to have green behind me, which isn't, it's a flat green. So it's not so bad, but it's still like, I think the blue wall would honestly look better. As you can see right here, like the blue wall would do the same exact thing that the green screen does because blue and green are interchangeable when it comes to keying out color. But yeah, so I'm pretty amped up from watching that the Restore the Snyder Cut Lightcast and Culture Nerd episode. I think am I missing anything, by the way, guys? I know I went over the Batman on HBO Max. I went over the Green Lantern, the release date for the Snyder Cut. I went over Walter Hamada and Ray Fisher. Am I missing anything? Because I know I had to end that episode, but watching that episode with like 30 minutes left, 30 minutes in Lightcast episode. So I might have missed something that if anyone has anything that we want to talk about, I'm more than happy to talk about it now for the last couple of minutes before we end this. I am grateful to everyone who showed up today, and I'm glad that we could get this in. By the way, join me tonight on the Nicotina Show for our WandaVision watch party. It's our collaborative effort. I'm a regular panelist at the Nicotina Show now for the WandaVision and all Disney Plus watch parties going forward. At least that's what I gather. I could be saying that as a lie, and he could be watching and be like, bro, you're not doing Falcon with us. Falcon and Winter Soldier. What are you talking about? Idiot. And I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, I totally said that I was. And, whatever. But yeah, join us tonight at 2:30 Eastern time in the morning and 11:30 Pacific time for the WandaVision watch party. We started on YouTube and then we do it on Twitch because they have less restrictions for, copyrighted material. So definitely join us there. It's going to be a really good time. Episode 4 of WandaVision is being helmed as one of the better episodes. It is, the first 3 were given as early access to some people. So it's only natural that 4 has all the juicy stuff, or at least the start of all the juicy stuff. What else? What do we got here for the comments? Yeah, man, right? 3 a.m. East Coast. I know I have to stay up too. So if you want to join me, Ill Life, more than happy to keep each other awake up until that point. I'm probably going to take a nap right after this, at least for 3-4 hours, just so I'm rearing to go when the stream starts. So if that's it, if everyone's good, anyone have, I'll take one or two questions or 1 or 2 comments. We can talk about them before I go, or we can end it here. That's okay with me. TY's TV Corner is brought to you by the Pop Culture Corner. So make sure, by the way, we are restructuring our YouTube. So TY's TV Corner is going to have its own playlist, its own separate corner. Its own separate corner of the Pop Culture Corner, and it'll be its own thing that we do regularly. I'm thinking that we can do this 1 or 2 times a week, and we can talk about all things streaming, TV. As you guys know, what I was doing before was I was covering a certain TV show, which is what I do want. I want to keep doing that. but maybe all together, we can all get together and figure out what show we want to do. I was thinking that we could do Falcon and Winter Soldier, or we could do, I was going to say the Snyder Cut when it was originally a 4-parter, but it's not anymore. Yeah, taking a nap. But we can all get together. We can all figure out something. And we can talk about that as like the main subject, but then talk about everything. But we'll be doing this twice a week. I'm thinking Mondays and Fridays. We'll do TY's TV Corner, and we'll get pumped and we'll get amped up every single time. It'll be live. I'll be trying to get guests on from TV. For instance, when I had Mark Pellegrino on, when I had Kim Rhodes on, that was all for TV time. All right. That's it, guys. That is it. We just dropped pretty much every viewer that we have anyway for the stream. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. All right, that's it for TY's TV Corner today. We'll be back Monday. Join the Pop Culture Corner Sunday for a new episode at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be super fun. I enjoyed today. I had so much fun. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. Thank you for everyone who commented. And thank you to all you guys who will watch in the future. I'm talking to you from the past saying thank you and that I love you. We do it for you. And we do it for the culture.
Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
There was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. Things fall, things on earth, and the falls is fallen.
Release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. Release the Snyder Cut.
Everyone, this is Chad Michael Collins, aka Echo 31, and on behalf of the Pop Culture Corner, I just want to say we do it for you, we do it for the culture.
Like, well,
Yeah.
that's not my problem.
I think a real